What's up, guys? Saints beat the Panthers 28-6, and the Saints moved to 6-7 on the year. The Bucks beat the Falcons today, so now the Bucks are first place in NFC South. It's a three-way tie for 6-7 right now, but we needed the Falcons to lose, and they lost, so that's good. But my thoughts on the game today. This was a game, not in a good way. This was a borderline unwatchable football game until about 7 or 8 minutes left in the game when the Saints kind of put the game away finally. But most of the game, at least in the second half, it was 14-6 for most of the second half. And it would be the Panthers going 3 and out or moving the ball, and then Bryce Young does some stupid shit. And then the Saints would instantly go 3 and out. I mean, this is as bad of an offensive performance as I've seen all year, even with the garbage time stat padding at the end of the game. I mean, the defense was solid. The defense, I mean, you see 6 points and you would assume they were great, but I didn't think the Saints defense was great today. I thought the Saints defense was good enough, but if you watch the game, you know that if we played any accurate or decent quarterback, the game would have been different. I'm not saying we would have lost, but the game would have been different because, like, for example, right at the end of the half, Bryce Young missed Jonathan Mingo wide open. Like, wide open, and he overthrew him by, like, 5 or 10 yards. Like, it was like Derek Carr is terrible. Don't get me wrong. Derek Carr is, like, actually, like, if anything we took away from this game, it's that Derek Carr is genuinely one of the worst free agent signings in Saints history, and I can't – it's, like, incomprehensible how much he got paid and how much hype there was around him. And I'm proud to say I didn't fall for it. I'm proud to say I tried to tell y'all he was terrible since March, but y'all didn't want to listen. That's okay. Y'all were finally starting to understand. But he did pad his stats at the end of the game with 2 touchdowns in about a minute. But we learned nothing from the Saints team at the end. We learned nothing. I mean, we knew the offense wasn't good. We knew the defense was also good. But we knew that they weren't as good as they were at the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, our defense was actually elite. Now they are definitely not elite, but they're good enough, you know, and they were good enough today. And I mean, the rest of the schedule is favorable. You play the Giants, who you should beat the Giants next week. It's a game I'm actually going to. You should beat the Giants. I'm not saying we will because nothing is guaranteed, especially when you played a 1-11 Panthers team very close for most of the game. You play the Rams, who I'm expecting you to lose to. But if we're going to have any chance, at winning this division, we have to win our next 2 division games. We play the Bucks week 17 in Tampa, and then we play the Falcons at home week 18, last game of the season. We have to beat both of those teams, and if we don't, we're not going to make the playoffs. Now, I'm not expecting for us to win the division. At this point, I just want us to string together a couple good games, but you know, those of you that want us to tank, that's lame. Come on. Like, I don't want Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael to keep their jobs, but I can't actively root for this team to lose. I mean, it's just, you know, it's an obligation, you know what I'm saying? You have to. I feel like it's my obligation. I'm fucking obligated to root for us to win every game, even if I don't give nearly as much of a fuck as I used to about this team because they're genuinely not fun to watch. But, you know, the Saints got the job done. Alvin Kamara scored a touchdown. Kamara looks great this season. I mean, Kamara is having this is probably his best season since 2020. And it's a shame, too, because since Drew Brees retired and Sean Payton left, the way Kamara's been using, like, I feel like his usage has kind of dictated his fall off in production the last 2 years. And I think that may actually cost him a spot in the Hall of Fame, which really sucks for him. But I'm glad to see him get some touchdowns lately. He's up to 6 this year. Jimmy Graham's. We got to talk about Jimmy Graham. It is unfathomable to me that it took the coaching staff this long to realize that Jimmy Graham is. You should play Jimmy Graham. I don't know why it took them this long. Like, yes, he's not the 1,000-yard, 16 touchdown receiver tight end that we know from 2011, 2013, 2012, but when you're one of the worst red zone offenses in the league, why not put in Jimmy Graham, who's 6'6", maybe even 6'7", can go up and get a touchdown. Even at age 30, I think he just turned 37 not too long ago. If you just throw it up to him, he can still box out the defender and score like in basketball. He can still do that, and he showed you that today because he caught this team a huge pass on 3rd and 8 when it was still 14-6. I think he caught a huge pass. Like Derek Carr, I hate Derek Carr. He played terrible too. It's probably one of his worst games as a Saint, which is not saying much because he's had a lot of terrible games. But this one was bad. He had like 30 passing yards heading into the fourth quarter. It was just oh my god. But he actually threw a really good pass to Jimmy Graham on that 3rd down that set up 1st and goal. And then Chris Olave had a touchdown. Olave didn't play. He didn't have a great game because obviously when this team is not playing good at this point, all you can really hope for is that your favorite players do good. And that being Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara. So they both had touchdowns. The Saints did what they had to do. Bucks won. So now at this point, all you can really hope for is, we take care of business against the Giants. You can't afford to lose to the Rams week 16 if you want to make the playoffs. But, the mentality really has to be to try to win out. And if you're going to win, you have to beat the Falcons and Bucks. But, like I said, keep y'all's hopes in check. This team still isn't good, regardless of what you saw, how they finished off the game. They're not good. That this team has yet to show you anything. We're not winning. I don't think we're winning another game if Derek Carr plays like the way he did today. Which is, I guess, because he was injured. But why are you playing if you're this injured? You had 2 concussions in 3 weeks. Why are you playing? Just sit. And you suck anyway, so just sit. I don't know. But anyway, we're not going to get Jameis Winston as much as we want it. It's going to be Derek Carr next week probably. Like I said, I'm still going to be rooting for the Saints to win. Damn, the Ravens just took the lead. Sorry, that game has no implication towards this. We won 6-7. Take care of business against the Giants. That's all you can really do. And let's see how much more interesting this very shitty up and down season gets. So, I'll see y'all next week.